A lot of agents, they will use the expression distress deal, but this is not a distress deal. So first of all, you have to check if it's like a real distress deal or not. And to be honest, find a distress deal is not easy at all because the market is really strong. So if I have a property, if that's the market price, because the market is really dynamic, I can sell it in less than 1 week. Be careful with the distress deal because there are some reasons why this is a distress deal, and most of the time this is bad location, but most of the time it's bad developer, and some developer on off-plan market, they will sell with like too expensive price because of the payment plan.
Fabien, welcome to our show. I'm really happy to have you here today. Fabien is the agent that was in charge of the sale of the autograph apartment, so I'm really looking forward to hear what you have to share with us today. First of all, introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Hello, so first of all, thank you very much for the welcoming. So my name is Fabien Schaffer. I'm Resale Department Manager for Élysée Vendôme Company, also known as Dubai Imo. We are mainly working on the French speaker market, and I'm currently in Dubai for approximately 5 years now. And I started my career in the off-plan market, and now I'm more focused on the secondary market and the resale market. I chose to come in Dubai because I'm really passionate about real estate, and for me, Dubai is definitely like the most exciting and the most challenging city in the world for that.
It's quite a unique market, and it's the playground, I think, for real estate agents.
Yes, and it's so dynamic, to be honest, that's amazing.
Especially the last few years, right, after COVID.
Yes, from 5 years, the market increased like a lot every day.
You mentioned that you work with the resale and secondary market. So which kind of buyers and which kind of properties you deal with?
Okay, so I have different type of investor, from the studio to the luxury villa. It could be, of course, on the secondary market, but also resale and sometime again the off-plan market. I think my client, I can define 3 types of investors. First of all, the one who are looking for good rental income opportunity. That's most of my investors, to be honest, around 70%, I think. I also have investors who are interested to make flip. And the third type of investor is the one who just move in Dubai and they are just looking their own house to live in Dubai and enjoy the Dubai life.
Yeah. So the end user, basically.
Correct, the end user, yes.
In terms of off-plan investors, do you think it's still a good strategy, or a lot of people bought with the intent of resell, but it's becoming difficult to make a good ROI?
So I think first of all, you have to dissociate the client, because you will have the one who need the off-plan project because of the payment plan, because it's complicated, in Dubai to obtain like a loan mortgage. So if you are non-resident, it's very complicated, and to be like cash buyer in Dubai, it's not easy for everyone. So they need the payment plan. So that's why they choose the off-plan market. But this is not to make a flip. This is just a way for them to invest in Dubai. And the second investor, this is, as you mentioned, for the flip. And definitely it could be a good strategy. But as you know, the market increased a lot and you have a lot of projects. So I think the key of the success for that is just to choose the good project, of course. And for me, there is 3 points: the location, of course, the developer, because that's so important in Dubai to find a good developer, and the good project, because even if you have a good developer, one project will be better than the other one. So for me, that's the plan. So if currently you buy an off-plan properties with good location, good developer, good project, you just have to wait and let the market do the job.
How can someone know who is a good developer? Because there are different tiers, right? Someone that is new and doesn't know. Is there any tool that can help them identify?
Yes, of course. So that's really interesting, because as you mentioned, it depends about the budget. Because some people, they expect to have like the best developer, but of course, this is not the same price. But it doesn't mean you will not find a good developer with your budget. So for me, the due diligence is just to check the history of the developer. So that's really easy. How many projects he already launched in Dubai? What about the quality? You can check, for example, the review on Google. You can just visit the building if you are in Dubai, and you can check, of course, the figures in the market. So how much you can resell a unit now with this developer, what's the rental with this developer.
Regarding off-plan units, sometime, like in this case of the autograph, the people that purchase the unit off-plan at some point, maybe they're not able to cope with the payments, or like, do you think there is a good amount of distressed deal coming from off-plan market or not?
That's an important point, and that's for me the main point regarding the resale. Definitely when a client is not able to pay an installment, this is like an emergency for him because of the late penalties, and he needs to sell the property as soon as possible. So in this case, you will be more strong with the negotiation, so it will be the perfect timing. But for me, this is the last installment because you are close to the handover, so you will not have to wait to use the property or to make the flip. And the last installment is most of the time the main installment. It could be like 40 or 50%. And of course, if you are like the seller, it will be very complicated to find this amount. So in this case, that's the perfect timing. And that's what we did for this property. It was the last installment, 40% to pay. So it was absolutely the good time. A lot of agents, they will use the expression distress deal, but this is not a distress deal. So first of all, you have to check if it's like real distress deal or not, because they use it because it's like
sounds like on sale.
Yeah, so the client is like, wow, that's a distress deal, so I want to buy it. But you have, and that's my advice for all the investors, check distress deal doesn't mean good deal. Because if someone bought a property, but if it didn't bought at the good price, for example, or with poor quality developer, so maybe he pay more than the market. So even if you have this opportunity, of course, it's like less than the original price, but is it less than the market? And you will see sometimes this is no. And to be honest, find a distress deal is not easy. Not easy at all because the market is really strong. So if I have a property, if that's the market price, because the market is really dynamic, I can sell it in less than 1 week. So why you want a seller sell less than the market price if he can sell the unit in less than 2 weeks at the market price? So for me, the main concern is just, okay, is it the market price, the good market price? If yes, that's good. And sometimes be careful with the distress deal because there are some reasons why this is a distress deal. And most of the time this is bad location, but most of the time it's bad developer. And some developer on off-plan market, they will sell with like too expensive price because of the payment plan. And when the payment plan is finished, what's the real value of your property? So distress deal doesn't mean good deal for sure.
Okay, going back to investment, do you have any advice for anyone that doesn't know the market very well, maybe just moved to Dubai or he wants to buy in Dubai and is not here, in terms of buying secondary market, off plan and so on? What should this person do? Like, is there any tool that he can use, a research they can do in the market?
Yes, of course, Federica. There is something amazing in Dubai. You know, the data is public. You just have to check on DXB Interact. You will find all the data in Dubai. So you can easily check, okay, what's the price in this building? What's the price in this area? So if you check, you will not have any bad surprise and you know if you buy at a good price or not. So that's the work of the agent. But if you are not sure about your agent, you can do it on your own. Or by yourself, and you will have all the details. So for me, that's the main point. And when I propose to one of my clients something, I give him every time the numbers to justify that's a good deal so you can move on it. So that's the first point. The second one is find a good location. The good location, of course, you cannot compare GVC with downtown, for example, but that's just the good location for you regarding your budget and regarding your expectation. That's the second point. And the third is, for me, sometimes most important than the location is the developer. Because in Dubai, when you will meet someone, you will receive two questions. This is, where do you live? And the second question is, which tower? And which tower means which developer? And I think the last point But this is really important. This is also the agent, because you have to find someone you can trust.
Definitely.
You have to find someone who will give you the information, and that's really important. And especially if you don't really know the market.
It's very important to find, the agent that is trustworthy, that you can work with. Also, you get along and understands what you're really looking for.
Yes, that's exactly that. For me, the work of the agent is just understand what you want, what you need, and propose to you the best project. But most of the time they stressed because they just want to do the sale as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So even if I don't have the good property for you in the good timing, they will propose
something that they're not even comfortable with.
But that's not our work. We have to explain to the client, we have to prepare him, we have to take our time with him and to propose something good, of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fabien.
You're
this was
welcome,
really
Federica.
interesting. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you very much.
And see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.